Panasonic are planning a massive gigafactory to build electric batteries in the United States. This is awesome news. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Electric Viking. Great to have you here on the channel. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back. Everyone else, thank you to our Patreon supporters on the channel. I'll put a link to our Patreon account in the description below. Now, Panasonic. As you know, they are one of Tesla's battery suppliers. They're planning on building Tesla and maybe other companies, I don't know, 4680 battery cells in Japan. It's going to take a little while, but they're also planning on building a new gigafactory in the US. And right now they're looking for land in order to expand. Now, Steve Hanley reports for Clean Technica, as you know, one of my favorite journalists, that Japanese news outlet NHK reports that Panasonic is searching for land battery factory that will manufacture 4680 battery cells for Tesla, potentially others as well, according to Reuters. The factory will cost several $1 billion to construct, and the company has declined to either confirm or deny the NHK report with Reuters. And generally when companies refuse to confirm or deny it, it means it's true, 9 times out of 10. So yeah, pretty good chance that this is actually happening. This is legitimate. At the present time, Panasonic plans to begin mass production of the new type of lithium-ion battery, which is 46 millimeters in diameter and 80 millimeters tall. That's why it's called 4680. They're planning on doing this for Tesla by March of 2024 on 2 new production lines at their Western Japanese plant in Wakayama. The 4680 cells are approximately 5 times larger than the battery cells Tesla uses to power its electric vehicles currently, the 2170 cell. They are expected to reduce battery costs and increase the range of the vehicles they power. And of course, because these battery cells will be used in a structural battery pack, that means the car's weight will be significantly reduced. That's huge. Panasonic was the first battery manufacturer to work with Tesla when it agreed to manufacture battery cells at the Tesla Gigafactory in Nevada. That relationship has had its ups and downs over the years, and Tesla has forged alliances with other battery manufacturers such as CATL, Samsung, LG Chem, and even BYD as it searches for the best combination of performance and price, and also to do things that other companies are not, which is not rely on one battery supplier and then make excuses when that battery supplier can't deliver what you need, which is what's happening all the time. Ford, for example, last week blamed BYD for the fact that they only delivered 400 vehicles in China, electric vehicles in China in January. General Motors sort of blamed LG Chem for the fact that they can't build any Bolt vehicles because they only use one battery supplier. To be honest, I still can't understand why companies are doing this. Electric vehicle manufacturers in China, even small ones, I mean, realistically, in comparison to Tesla, XPeng and BYD are not all that big. XPeng and NIO are not all that big, but both of them use multiple battery suppliers. This just makes sense in my view, and I can't understand why legacy auto companies, or at least all of them, or at least more of them, are not doing this. Anyway, there are rumors Tesla will begin to use the LFP Plaid battery manufactured by BYD this year in their Model 3 vehicles. Last year, sources told Reuters that LG Energy Solutions is planning to manufacture 4680 battery cells for Tesla, and LG confirmed they are doing that. LG Chem also, along with Samsung, are focusing on developing LFP batteries this year, now that the patent in China has expired for those batteries. And interestingly, Elon Musk has said he believes LFP batteries are the chemistry of the future. Interesting timing, right? That those two companies are focusing on 4680 battery cells this year and LFP batteries this year. And of course, Tesla is ramping up production of vehicles with LFP batteries in them. In addition to that, CATL are building one of the biggest battery factories in the world right now, just down the road, 3 kilometers down the road from their factory in Shanghai. That's going to provide Tesla with 70 gigawatt hours of batteries. With Panasonic declining to talk about the news reports, Steve Hanley says we can only assume the search for a manufacturing site is currently underway. It will take about 2 years to build a factory in the US. Unfortunately, it doesn't go as quickly as it does in China, and to get production started. So the likely timeline is that a new US factory for Panasonic will not be providing battery cells to Tesla or anyone else before 2025. For those of you who are praying for the EV revolution to move faster, waiting for battery supply to catch up with demand is maddening, but laying the groundwork now will pay dividends in the future. Patience, young grasshopper, patience. To be fair, battery production is going crazy. In the US, yeah, it's a little slower than what it needs to be to supply demand. I mean, demand is massive in the United States. There's a lot of American media outlets saying that it's not, which is absolutely nonsensical when there's 2 million pre-orders for EVs in the United States. That's way more than there are pre-orders in Europe, way more than there are pre-orders in China. The amount of pent-up demand in the US for EVs is astronomical when you consider that fact, and that is a fact. More than 2 million pre-orders. That doesn't even include pre-orders for companies like Aptera and other EV companies where I don't know their exact number of pre-orders because they haven't really been released. And I haven't, by the way, added any bogus numbers like Nikola's nonsensical pre-orders to that list, by the way. That's just coming from General Motors, Tesla, Ford, and Rivian. That's only 4 companies that have 2 million pre-orders for EVs. Yes, Americans want EVs. Yes, they want them faster. Yes, we need batteries for them. However, China's making a lot of batteries right now. So if you're willing to import them, like Tesla does, then there's plenty there. Just ask CATL. That said, CATL did say they're going to have a supply shortfall of more than 500% by 2025 unless they can get billions and billions of dollars of funding in order to build more gigafactories, which they will. And yes, it will happen. They will continue to build them at an incredible fast rate. For example, BYD this year is building a 100 gigawatt hour battery factory. Last year, they only deployed 25 gigawatt hours of batteries. That was still 4th in the world. Now they're building a 100 gigawatt hour factory to add to their 6 other battery factories. Yep, it happens incredibly quickly in China. Europe as well is building battery factories right now. In addition, you should check out my video about what Giga Shanghai Tech appear to be about to do for Tesla. It's very interesting, and I think there could be a strange conflict of interest here with Volkswagen. However, Volkswagen gave up their voting rights in that company for the next few years, so they had no say in this deal that Giga Shanghai Tech appeared to have signed with Tesla to build possibly the world's largest battery factory in the United States. I'll put a link in the description below to that video I made. It is amazing news. And by the way, that news comes from the Shenzhen Stock Exchange. It was a filing on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange, so it's not made up. It's not some skeptical sort of theoretical news post from sources that no one knows who they are. It's literally fact. Crazy. I'll put a link in the description below to that video. If you haven't seen it, you need to. Now, Zero Rider said this, and I really liked his comment. This is great news. Manufacturing is the foundation of the US economy. Soon, all ICE internal combustion engine lovers will learn that economies of scale and technological innovation will continually bring down the price of batteries while the price of oil and gas continues to go up. Now, if you don't believe this, here's an example. Kia just released their 8-year report, what they're going to do between now and 2030. And they claim the price of batteries by 2028 will reduce by 50%. But actually, that's not a true number because they also claim that energy density will increase by 50%. So, what does that mean for the future of batteries? That means battery packs at their current output will probably be around 60% cheaper by 2028. And that's news worth celebrating. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.